raise your hand if you have ever told a lie in your life. I knew it, all of you little liars. Just like myself, I also tell lies. We all tell lies on a daily basis, all kinds of lies. But there is one kind that does us the most harm. And that is the lie that we tell ourselves. Madam Contest Chair, my fellow Toastmasters, you may be wondering what the hell is this chain with a lock doing my hand? This chain is the lie I told myself for 20 years. It started 20 years ago in March of 1997. Beautiful spring day back in my country in Pakistan. My younger sister, 6-year-old, stood on a chair behind a lectern with her small head barely visible as she gave a thunderous speech to an auditorium of 1,000 students in our school. As was normal for me, I was sitting right in the back. And as I saw her, I was impressed. And just like every older brother who is impressed, I thought to myself, next time, I'm also going to give a speech. And it's going to be better than hers. I got my wish. A few months later, our Independence Day, our school decided to organize a speech contest. I went enthusiastically, signed up myself, went home, begged my father to write a speech for me. I was 8 years old, I didn't know how to write a speech. 2 days before the contest, I was sitting in my classroom with my speech in my backpack. As I saw, the organizer entered through the room and announced, everyone who is going to speak on our contest, please follow me, we're going to rehearse your speeches. I saw as few of my classmates got up and followed her out. She asked one more time, anyone else? But I didn't move, didn't say anything. I did not get up. She left. On that day, I told myself, I don't need to speak. Words are meaningless. I don't need words. My actions speak louder than words, so I don't need to speak. I went home. I told that to my father, who was very supportive. Told it to my mom, who of course was very loving. Told it to my sister. She just laughed at me. But this newfound life conviction that I had of not speaking was not just about speaking on stage in front of people, but was about talking in general. I started to speak less and less at school, less and less at home. I was always that quiet kid that sat in the corner that nobody noticed. And I didn't feel bad about it. I felt actually good. I felt proud of resisting all the pressure to speak. Well, most of the time. There were a few times when I wanted to speak but I didn't. Like the time I got bullied at school. Like the time I knew the answer the teacher was asking. Or the time when my sister was lying about who broke the glass in the kitchen. But I didn't say anything. Because I thought, my words don't matter. I don't need to say them. My actions speak. Years passed. I went from school to the university, got a job, moved to Poland, came here. Until 13th of July 2016, I entered this room, right here, for my very first meeting of Wroclove speakers. And as was normal for me, I was again sitting in the back. I heard 3 amazing speeches. I still remember them. Then came table topics. Anya asked for volunteers. There was a voice in my heart that said, then go and speak. There was a much more stronger voice. You don't need words. I didn't get up until Marek started to say, go then, go, go, go. So I went, and I got 4 words to create a story, and I created the most absurd story of my life on that day. And you know what? Everyone loved it. I won the best table topics on that day. And I signed up to join the club. I gave many speeches, uncountable speeches in this club and outside. But there was always this voice inside me. My words actually don't matter. What I'm doing is just to satisfy my ego, because I can be sure these people don't remember my story a few days later. They don't remember my words. They don't care. That was until August of 2017, last year, when I went to Wuch for a combined Toastmasters meeting just before the conference. The theme of the night, my city, my home. So I decided to talk about my experience of living in Wroclove as a foreigner for 5 years. I told the honest truth. I told all the good, the bad, and the ugly. I told my story. People applauded. They were Toastmasters, of course they did. But I thought, they will not remember it. I felt good, that's all it is. Until 2 days later, during the conference, Roy, an Irish guy living in Wuch for many years, came to me and said, Zan, thanks for sharing your story. Because you put into words what I have been feeling for many years living as a foreigner in Wuch. That was not just your story. That is the story of every foreigner in Poland. And I was shocked. What? He listened? My words had an impact on someone? And then I realized that all those years ago, when I was sitting on that chair and I didn't get up, it was not that I didn't want to speak. It was the fear of judgment. It was the self-doubt. It was the insecurity. And in my 8-year-old wisdom, I turned that into a lie, put it on myself like a chain for 20 years and didn't use my words. But only when I started to realize what had happened did my chain started to get loose until I could take it off. Ladies and gentlemen, ask yourself, have you been telling yourself a lie? Have you put a chain around yourself? Then try to find that truth. Try to find that fear, that self-doubt and insecurity behind it. Because once you realize it, your chain will get loose until you can take it off, throw it away, and finally be yourself.